All right, so in this part, I'm going to go over all of the different ways that you can get objects inside of your project that you can start putting together into a level or a scene to use for your cinematics, cutscenes, games, whatever you're working on. And we're just going to go over that real quick. So there are three main ways that you can get objects into your game, and that is through importing custom objects that you've built or purchased off of various sites on the internet or whatever. And then you can also add objects from Quixel Bridge or from the Unreal Engine Marketplace. So first, I'm going to real quickly get the difficult one out of the way, and that is importing custom objects. And honestly, it's not that difficult, but basically what you're going to do is you're going to go to your content browser, which if you watch the last part, can be opened by clicking on content and then opening up a content browser window, and you just drag it down wherever. And what we're going to do is we're just going to hit this import tab right here. And this is just going to open up your Finder file browser window here, where you can go and you can find any file that can be opened, opened by Unreal. So for example, I could import my old studio logo as an image, and then I can use this as a material, as a texture, anything like that. Or I can find an FBX or OBJ file to import as well. These are all a bunch of FBX files from my game that I'm currently working on. So I could import this curtain, for example. It's an f.fbx file, and so I can select that and I can open it. And then it's going to bring up this FBX import options tab. And so we can select if it's a skeletal mesh, and this just is going to determine whether or not it's going to be used for animation. So like if it has a skeletal structure, bones and stuff that can be animated, which this object does not. It's just a simple curtain. We can also build Nanite, which is Unreal Engine 5's kind of enhanced LOD system. And so I'm going to check this box. Why not? We've got generate missing. Let's see. It's a little bit hard to see here, so we can just select this this little divider here and drag it wherever we want. So generate missing collision. Sure, why not? We can go into all these advanced settings here, and for the most part, we can just ignore pretty much all of this in most cases. And we can basically just scroll down here. You know, we want it to be local material. We will create new materials based on the materials that are already applied to the FBX. And we can basically just hit import at this point. And so now we have imported a curtain. So if we double click on this object, it will open up the curtain FBX file here. And it's just this simple object here. It's just kind of a wavy little curtain that's got some materials applied to it that are just some basic colors. And we could open up these and get more into that, but I'm not going to, because it's just about how to import your objects. And basically all that you need to do then, if you want this object in your scene, is you just drag and drop it right into your scene. And then we can edit this in all of the ways that we covered previously. You can just move it around, rotate it, scale it, do whatever the heck you need to do with it. And then you start building out your scene with the different objects that you import. The next way that you can get stuff into your scene is through Quixel Bridge, and this is a fantastic addition to Unreal Engine 5, is that we have the Quixel Bridge tab directly inside Unreal. So if we just go to our content folder and click on that, it'll take a moment, but it'll open up Quixel Bridge. Let me open up the tab. Here we go. All right, so in here, we can scroll through all of the thousands and thousands of different models and materials that are available here on Quixel. And every single one of these objects is free to use in any project, commercial or otherwise, inside of any Unreal Engine version. So Unreal Engine 4, Unreal Engine 5, whatever you're using. And you can log in with your Epic Games account that you created just to get the engine. So all you need to do is open up this. You can look for 3D assets. Maybe I want this stool. I can select this stool here, and I can just scroll down. I can sign in. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to sign in so that I can download this for my project. And we can just sign in with our Epic Games account. But I have now signed in, and all I need to do is select the quality that I want, and I can even select nanite, so it'll automatically calculate all the nanite LOD type stuff. And I'll just do that, why not? And then I can just download this model, and it'll add it right into the content folder here so that I can use it right in the project. All right, and so now that this stool has just finished downloading, now what we can do is we can just take the icon and we can just drag it right into the engine. So now if we hop back in here, boom, now we have a stool. Just like that, and we can edit it. It'll have added it to our Megascans folder here that it'll automatically create. Now we have our wooden stool, and it gives us our material, the different textures, and the object itself. And we can go in here and scale this and edit this and rotate this however we want. And we can add as many objects as we want into the scene from Quixel. So super cool, super great feature. And it's definitely something that you should play around with, look around, search for different assets, over 15,000. And yeah, it's a great way to make scenes. All right, and then the last way to get objects into Unreal Engine 5 to use is through the marketplace. Now, as time goes on, there are probably going to be a bunch of Unreal Engine 5 specific asset packs. I'm sure there's going to be plenty. But right now, there are only Unreal Engine 4 assets. But all of these assets still work inside of Unreal Engine 5. So why not be able to use them, right? And so there's kind of a workaround at the moment. I'm sure as time goes on, there's going to be some kind of an easier way to get this stuff into the engine. But here's what you can do if you want to use an Unreal Engine 4 asset pack inside of Unreal Engine 5. Right, so the first thing that you're going to want to do here is open up the Epic Games launcher. So I'm just going to open up from right here. All right, and so in here, we're going to go to the Unreal Engine tab. We're going to go to the marketplace. And from here, we can just go and find all kinds of free content. See, so we can go to free, we can go to Epic Games content, Megascans, which of course we've already covered. Let's just go to permanently free collections. So these are all a bunch of different assets that we could use inside of our game. So let's take, for example, this vegetation pack. What we could do is we can just click on this and just go to click on the free button here. And then after a second, it'll basically just add this to our account, and then we can add this to a project, but we can only add this to an Unreal Engine 4 project. So if you do not have Unreal Engine 4 installed, you might need to, or you will need to install a version of Unreal Engine as well. So what you can do is you can just go to the library tab here where we launch Unreal 5 from, and you can click this plus button next to engine version. So you click this, and then you select a version. I would recommend just getting Unreal Engine 4.26. That's the latest, as of now, it's the latest version of Unreal Engine 4. So I would just download that, and then you're just going to hit install, and you just choose a location to install it to, and you can even disable some of this stuff in here that you don't need if you want it to install a little faster. Like if you're just using this to get the assets into Unreal 5, you can disable iOS, Linux, Android, engine source, templates and feature packs, even the starter content here, and then that'll make it take a little bit less time to download. For someone like myself with really crappy internet, this is definitely useful. So after you have got those parameters set, just hit apply, and then hit install, and then same as Unreal 5, it'll add a task to your downloads here, and once it's done downloading, we will be able to add our assets to the engine. All right, so since I already have Unreal Engine 4 installed, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go up to this big launch tab here, and I can select the version that I want to launch. In this case, I'm just going to launch 4.26, and I'll just launch this. All right, so after a few minutes, it's going to open up the Unreal Project browser for Unreal Engine 4. And then what you can do is you can just select the Games tab here to create a new game project. And you just create a blank project just like this. Just hit